There's an interesting article that recently appeared online from the Pew Research Center, and the headline is Religious Americans Less Likely to Believe Intelligent Life Exists on Other Planets. It's written by Becca Alper and Joshua Alvarado. And I will leave a link in the description on this article. And it basically gives you some interesting statistics on what people religious folks believe, whether they believe in intelligent life on other planets or not. I mean, it's one thing if you believe there's intelligent life on other planets, but what if they're here? What if they're coming here? I guess it's all part of the same situation. Anyway, it reads, religious and secular thinkers alike have long discussed what the implications for religion would be if humans discovered intelligent life on other planets. In the United States, highly religious adults are much more skeptical about the possibility of extraterrestrial life compared with those who are less religious, according to a recent Pew Research Center survey. This is evidenced by a variety of measures of religious engagement. For example, in the United States, Christians are far less likely than religiously unaffiliated Americans to say that their best guess is that intelligent life exists on other planets, 57% versus 80%. And United States adults who attend religious services on at least a weekly basis are considerably less likely than those who seldom or never attend services to say that intelligent life exists elsewhere, 44% versus 75%. Similarly, around half of Americans who say religion is very important to them, 49%, say their best guess is that intelligent life exists on other planets. By comparison, roughly 3/4 of those who say that religion is less important in their lives, 76%, say that intelligent life exists elsewhere. Adults who pray daily are also less likely than those who seldom or never pray to say intelligent life exists on other planets, 54% versus 80%. White evangelical Protestants who tend to be highly religious are less likely than other religious groups to say intelligent life probably exists on other planets. 40% hold this view. Most white non-evangelical Protestants, 65%, Catholics, 67%, and religiously unaffiliated adults, 80%, say their best guess is that there is intelligent life beyond Earth. Black Protestants are more divided on the topic, with 55% saying their best guess is that intelligent life exists on other planets and 44% expressing the opposite opinion. Due to sample size limitations, this analysis does not show some smaller religious groups, including Jewish and Muslim Americans. The June survey also asked Americans whether they believe recent UFO sightings by people in the military are evidence of intelligent life beyond Earth. The survey was conducted just after the United States military's recent release of a report about UFO sightings. Americans who attend religious services weekly or more often are less inclined than others to see military UFO sightings as evidence of extraterrestrial life. This also varies by religious affiliation, though the pattern differs somewhat from the broader question about the existence of life beyond Earth. In fact, while the vast majority of self-described atheists, 85%, say their best guess is that intelligent life exists on other planets, far fewer, 31%, say that UFOs reported by the military are definitely or probably evidence of this. On this question, atheists are about as skeptical as white evangelical Protestants, 35% of whom see UFOs as evidence of extraterrestrial life. By contrast, roughly half or more of agnostics, 49%, black Protestants, 53%, white non-evangelical Protestants, 53%, people who describe their religion as nothing in particular, 59%, and Catholics, 61%, say that UFOs reported by people in the military are definitely or probably evidence that intelligent life exists beyond Earth. When it comes to whether UFOs are friendly or a threat to United States national security, opinions vary modestly along religious lines. Majorities across religious groups say they think UFOs are neither friendly nor unfriendly, and relatively few people, regardless of religion, view UFOs as a major threat to United States security. Now, there's a really good chart in here, too, that goes through all the different religions and gives you different percentages of do they believe or don't believe, you know. It's very interesting. My view is there are definitely, most certainly, going to be, once the irrefutable proof, once the government, because, I mean, basically, the proof is already there, folks, okay? It's just that, we need you need the officials who we put in charge of our country and or countries. If you're from some other country, to tell us. That most people need it. I don't need that. I've seen one of these things. I've read the books. I know what's going on. But at some point, the government's going to have to agree that yes, it's real. Sorry, we were lying. They probably won't say the sorry we're lying part. They'll probably continue to cover that up. Hopefully not, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, at some point, it's going to be incontrovertible, and then what happens with religious people, particularly highly religious people? I mean, we see there's things going on. I mean, you have right now, we have one of the worst pandemics in 100 years, over 100 years, and it's been devastating. It's been devastating. It's still devastating. There's still people, even though there's vaccines, people don't want to get them. And quite honestly, there are evangelical leaders out there telling them not to get the vaccine, saying it's the devil and all this kind of stuff. So and these people and their followers believe them. And all they're doing is getting these people riled up to take their money, stick it in their pocket. They'll say anything. There's some really terrible evangelical pastors out there. Those people are the worst. And they'll just... And what will happen when the incontrovertible proof comes out and it becomes a fact, an official fact, okay? Because right now it's not an official fact that they're coming, but it will be at some point. But you're going to have some... I mean, I think some of the more... some of the bigger religious organizations like the Catholic Church and things like that, they're going to be, see, I mean, they've already made statements with regard to this, and I think people there they'll accept it. Most Catholics will accept it. I believe it's most Protestants will accept it, but there's going to be a lot of these evangelical groups out there, with the guys standing at the podium screaming at the top of their lungs, talking nonsense for the most part, just to get people riled up, so they throw their life savings at them. And these people are millions. They're not in it for about God. They're in for about money. They're not in it for God at all. They don't really care about that. Believe me. If they did, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. If they believed in the Bible, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. They're doing it to get money. Okay, let's be clear. And unfortunately, their followers, their brains are easily manipulated. You could mold them like putty, and that's what those guys, these people know. These evangelical speakers, they know that. So they'll tell. So even when it becomes an official fact, right? There's going to be some religious groups, smaller ones, I would believe. They're going to tell them that it's all a lie. They're demons from hell, and give me more money. That basically, if you're gonna break their message down to the essence, that's what they're going to say. They're demons from hell. Give me more money now to help fight them. And meanwhile, they'll have he'll get on the guy after the service is over. He'll get on his private his fourth private jet and fly to Hawaii for a month vacation. But so unfortunately, there's people out there that fall for that crap. But there's going to be, and there's going to be some. Again, there'll be some from all the religions. They're just not going to be able to, it's going to go against the really strong Bible beaters. The ones who are the ones who were just completely obsessed with praying and church constantly. Like, some of those people are not going to. They're not going to want to accept this new reality. It's reality now, but again, when that official, when the officials agree with it, that's the reality, then you're going to see some, some people are going to go crazy a little bit, some religious folks, unfortunately. But, we're not there yet, but we're going to be, and then we'll all see. One more little commentary here on these evangelicals, the televangelists. What's going on right now? I see there's this one guy. There's a lot of them. And some of them end up dying themselves. It's because they don't get the shot and they don't get the vaccine, and you see stories of some of these people dying. But I honestly believe that some of these evangelical people, these televangelist type, these ones, screaming fire and brimstone, holding a microphone on a stage in front of a bunch of people that are just incredibly gullible. It's just so sad to see that. It's just very, very sad. Here's what I wouldn't. This is a theory that I have as why they're telling their congregation not to get the vaccine, because a lot of these people, they have wills. A lot of these people are rich people. There's a lot of people who are retired and have money, and it's mostly the retired people that are the older people that get sick and die from this, and they're not the ones who don't get the vaccine, and then they end up dying. And a lot of these people, I'm certain that a lot of these people leave a good chunk of their money in their wills to these crazy televangelists, to these crooks. And that's sad. That's almost like, yeah, the quicker we get them dead, the quicker we get more to get the rest of their money, because just terrible. But yeah, that's just my opinion on these people. I think they're parasites that they're just feeding on the on the gullible, and it's just sad. Religion, the reason we have laws on religion is to keep humankind in line, for the most part. That's one of the reasons for this. But these people exploit it, and it's all for monetary gain, and it's just so sickening. It's these people, and I feel so bad that they're getting told don't get the vaccine, and for COVID, and then they, that some of these people are going to get sick, and even if they don't die, some people that get this, there's people that get COVID, and they're still suffering for over a year now. There's people that who are suffering with the after effects of this. They survived it, but their organs are affected, and they're having all kinds of problems. But yeah, I just think these televangelists out there, the ones just throwing these old-fashioned style revival gatherings, screaming about the devil and God, give me your money. You see some of them on TV, some of these, terrible people, just phonies, and I can't understand how people just can't see through this. Some of these people were in jail, like that. Who's that one clown on TVs on some? I can't remember his name. Some of these people were in prison for nonsense, for being crooks, and now they're still out there doing it. And people still giving them their money. It's like, how could you do this? They're just stealing your money from you. They're telling you lies, and they're actually making you hate other people. They're not teaching the message of God and love and Jesus the way it should be. It's all about profit and personal gain for them, and has nothing to do with you. Just making a fool out of you. You're getting made a fool out of. Anyhow, I just had to make that statement. I know it has nothing to do with, of course, this, what I've been doing here lately. It's, mostly just all about UFOs. And there's only one major conspiracy, and it's UFOs. I don't believe any of this other nonsense. Okay. But yeah, that's just a sad state of affairs to see people throwing their money at these terrible con people, confidence men, confidence women. There's these people out there screaming on a stage like maniacs, and people believe them. Oh, it's just awful. Anyway, just had to get that out.